Well, hey everybody, this is Conrad and
John Patterson.
We are just doing a recap of our trip, our amazing trip in 2023.
Yes.
Can you believe it's already 2024?
I can't believe it. It just seems like it wasn't that long ago.
And it took us, 2 years to plan?
Yeah. A lot of riding.
A lot of riding, a lot of seat time.
That's right.
In preparation. But yeah, it was an exciting trip. So we flew out actually on a Friday.
That's right.
May the 12th. Mm-hmm. And checked into the amazing, if you're ever in Hammond, Oregon, stay at the South Jetty Inn.
Great place.
Amazing place, amazing people.
Yeah, good
They just
family.
renovated it during COVID. I think they renovated it. And now I think they have a coffee shop now.
That's right.
They opened it. So, and you might get a treat to some elk in the morning.
That's
we were there.
In the video.
And what did the lady do that was at the coming out of the restaurant?
Moo.
She was mooing at the elk.
Yeah.
So part of our trip then, anytime we saw wildlife, we mooed at them.
Yes, we did. No matter what it was.
No matter what it was.
Coyote, whatever.
Yeah. But anyway, we got settled in, and the next morning was a Saturday, so we had to put the bikes together.
That's right.
We were just praying that everything showed up.
Exactly.
So those first 2 days in Oregon, we just kind of, got the bikes together, did some exploring in the community. What was that community like? What did you think about that area?
Real laid back.
Yeah.
Real laid back, very pleasant area, comfortable temperatures still.
Yeah.
I thought it was a really comfortable setting.
There's a state park there with some historic areas.
Yeah, we went out there a couple times.
It was really cool. The jetty that's right there that sticks out into the mouth of the Columbia River. So the Columbia River is a massive, massive river. The ocean starts right around the corner there and comes up all the way up the river where we're going to go ride this week. And I was doing some reading about it recently.
Okay.
It has the volume of water that comes out of there is huge. And so the reason that jetty is there is because they have the Pacific Ocean currents that coming in and the river currents that are going out, and those two meet and they build this sandbar right there.
Okay.
That's why that area is called the something of the shipwreck center of the world or something.
Oh, wow.
I mean, more shipwrecks are there in history, and they actually close the entrance sometimes for small craft because depending on how the waves are, depending on where the sandbar is.
Oh, wow.
And so they built that huge 6-mile long jetty there to protect ships, to protect the harbor and all that. And so we were able to ride all the way out there almost to the end of the jetty. It was really cool to see that.
Yeah, it was.
So that was kind of our exploring time there. Then we went into Astoria.
That's right.
For the kickoff screening of PTSD 911. But before we got to the theater, we spent some time in town and we found some interesting places in Astoria.
Okay.
Remember? The underground?
The underground. Gosh, I'm trying to remember.
Underground shops.
Oh, yes. I forgot about them. I was thinking about that bike path that had like ruts in it because there was no railroad track. That was a little spooky because we were worried about wrecking.
Yeah.
But I forgot about that.
Yeah, so there's this store. I don't know the name of it.
Yeah.
I'll find the name and put it on the screen. But if you go downstairs and it's like this spooky, weird, any kind of weird is down there.
Yeah.
Including apparently the world's smallest disco or nightclub. And here's some footage of that.
Oh.
Of me dancing in the world's smallest nightclub.
I got to see that. I haven't seen it yet. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, so we got to spend some time in Astoria. Beautiful area of the country, just the Pacific Northwest. That whole area is just gorgeous.
It is gorgeous.
And then Monday morning came and...
How are you doing, John?
I'm feeling good. I wish I'd have slept a little better, but I think I was just a little too excited.
Breakfast. In honor of Doozer, we have breakfast burritos made of peanut butter and honey, and John has almond butter and honey. So here we go. All right, Joe, tell me what's going on here.
Getting ready. We're about to depart beautiful Astoria, Oregon coast on a 65-day bike tour supporting PTSD 911 on their coast-to-coast tour promoting responder wellness. This is Lighthouse's inaugural mobile support unit. After we do this tour supporting these two amazing riders going across the country, we're going to be returning this to Southern California and supporting our local agencies being able to respond to critical incidents and just generally promote wellness within agencies and support the peer support teams across Southern California. And this is the first of many we hope to do across the U.S. with these. And we have our friends coming to support us. Well, John.
Hey, ready for a ride?
Let's go.
And what was going through your head that morning?
I was thinking about, because when we left the airport the day before, on Friday when we arrived, we got taken over there were two relatively large climbs, hills, almost mountains, I'd say, that we had to go over to get to Astoria. Yeah. And I remember riding in a car over those hills thinking, what are we doing? These hills are going to kill us.
Yes.
But I was probably still sweating. That's why I didn't sleep a whole lot that night. I said I didn't sleep real good in the video. Yeah. But I think it had a lot to do with it, just because I was worried. And it really wasn't that bad.
Good morning. Here we go. The journey begins.
Let's do this thing.
Let's do this thing. No turning back now.
I think the training kicked in.
Right.
You know, it was just like, oh, it's a hill. Okay. We just
climbed it. Paced ourselves.
Yeah.
Kept going and had no problem.
I didn't have to yell at you a whole lot to slow down.
No. I had a habit of attacking hills.
Yes.
Got to go up fast as I can.
Yeah.
When hills are long, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So no, I'm a sprinter. So
easy up the hill.
Yeah. And I learned that. It took a while.
But that first day was like sub 50, I think.
Yeah.
45 miles or so. So it was fairly easy. Although we did have some big hills, some big climbs, some really fun downhills too.
We did. You
know, that's why I love hills, because of the downhills.
Yeah. There's always a downhill.
There's always a down. Mm-hmm. What goes up must come down.
Right.
Got to Klatskinny, which was a nice, decent hotel. Mm-hmm. Last room. How many times did we have the last room in a town?
I had to take my shoes off.
I know, it was crazy. Like Yellowstone. We'll talk about that in a later video, but we had the last room in Yellowstone National Park. Mm-hmm. So it was so many times it was like it's the last room, last one available. Anyway, but that evening that afternoon, we had lunch there at a pizza place.
Right.
And in the pizza shop was a couple of firefighters. Mm-hmm. And of course, I had to go talk to him. And one of them ended up being the fire chief there in Klatskinny. And he was talking to me about the ride and about the route. And he said, where are you going tomorrow? I said, well, we're going to go up Route 30 here up the hill. He goes, no, you don't want to do that.
That's right.
You want to go around. Well, there's another road that goes kind of through the woods, and it's not nearly as steep and not nearly as much traffic on it. And he said, that's the way you want to go. He said, it might be a little further, but you don't want to go up the hill.
And I'll tell you what, that was a great plan, because that ride was so nice.
Day 2 was amazing.
Today, we head to Portland. We've got about 61 miles to go. And going to be at an Airbnb tonight in Portland. Looking forward to having our screening tonight at the University of Portland. Looking forward to today's ride.
Went past Beaver Falls.
Beaver
was
Falls.
the name of the falls that we passed.
Yeah. And there's some pictures of it in the video. Mm-hmm. Just that forest was enchanting.
It was.
It was like you're in a medieval forest. You expect, what's those little critters that come running at you?
Talking about trolls or
not trolls. Those little short things with pointy hats,
Oh, gnomes?
Gnomes or something. That'll come out of the woods.
Trolls could be kind of big.
Trolls could be bad. We met with some of those later.
Yeah,
we'll talk about those in a couple episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
We met some trolls. Mm-hmm. They were by a bridge. Yes. So anyway, But yeah, it was just an enchanting, the moss on the trees there.
Yeah.
It is just, and we're so disappointed we don't have any footage of that because our hard drive got stolen. I'm so thankful. That's about the only day that we're missing footage.
That's true. It could be much worse.
Could be, half the trip gone, but no, we're missing footage from that one day and maybe parts of day 2 or day 3. I'm not sure. But anyway, that day so we were riding all the way to Portland.
Yeah.
And I forget the mileage. It was
probably, I want to say 60 something.
60 some miles.
60 some miles.
So, so the first part of it, was through the woods and, kind of a nice, long, gradual climb.
It was. We got on 30 again. Then we got off on some side roads to make it a little easier, not have to ride on a main road with traffic. And then
scared a guy. I don't know if you remember that. There was an old man walking with his dog.
That's right.
And we were coming up the hill. And our bikes, thanks Priority Bikes, they're very quiet.
Right.
And we were pedaling up the hill. And we come up next to him and he goes, ah!
And the dog was scared too.
The dog got scared. We're like, oh, we should have said something.
We should have. Sorry about that.
Oh, I'm glad we didn't have a heart attack.
Yeah, really. His dog too.
I know, right? So, but anyway, we got into Portland. Well, before we got into Portland, we had to cross the river.
Right.
So we were riding pretty much all along the Columbia River there, and we had to cross the river, and the only way across, obviously, was a bridge. And this bridge was massive.
Now, do you remember the road we had to take to get to the bridge?
Yeah. There was a lot of cars, and it was steep.
Not much of a shoulder.
Yeah, it was just like, this much space, and the car was right next to you.
Focus on the line. Keep pedaling.
And it was getting warm.
Yeah.
And up the hill, then it was like, okay, I guess we can cross this bridge. And there was actually, I think, was there a bike lane?
There was a bike lane.
I think there was a bike lane. I mean, Portland's a very bike-friendly city. There's a lot of cyclists in Portland anyway. So yeah, we had a bike lane, and it was just a beautiful view, kind of looking back this way at the city. And we actually stayed in North Portland, over by close to the University of Portland. So we had a beautiful Airbnb there. That was fantastic.
It was nice.
They had laundry facilities
right in the back of the garage.
Yeah, it was just a beautiful place. And so shout out to our Airbnb host.
Thank you.
And then we found some food, one of the best burritos.
Oh yeah,
that we had.
And that drink I had, and I wish I could remember what it was called, but Yvonne, you told me the name of it. I just can't remember what it was, but it was really good. And she went back later and got one herself.
Yeah. So we had a screening that night at the University of Portland and just met some amazing people there and had just a fun time. Of course, our support crew, Joe and Yvonne were there and with the RV, and it was
shout out to them.
Yeah. Great shout out to the police department and the fire department and City of Portland for hosting the event. And just a wonderful time to be had. So, first 2 days, pretty good start to our trip.
Yeah.
And really excited that we were, the next day, we were heading off to,
let's see, we were going to
Hood River.
Hood River. Yeah. We were heading out there. We had met a gentleman the first day.
Yeah.
You.
Let's talk about that next episode.
Okay. We'll talk about that next episode.
Yeah. So, that was our first 2 days, and we got 63 more to go.
That's right.
On this trip. So
looking back, it's hard to believe it was that long because it seems like it went by so fast.
It did. And I mean, I'm sure our wives sitting at home didn't think it was going by so fast.
This is true.
But for us, it went by quickly. And so some things I'm very thankful for. A lot of things I'm thankful for. But one of the things I'm very thankful for is the training we did.
Yes.
Ahead of time.
I made it so much more
just
easy.
Made the trip seamless. It made it, even though day 3, and we'll talk about this next episode, had some really hard climbs.
Yeah.
But it made those climbs much easier because we were ready.
Yeah. Right.
And so the months ahead of time of training and doing 20 to 30 or 40 or 50 miles at a time was so important. And I think that one day we did training, we went 100 miles and almost 5,000 feet elevation. Yeah. That was vital too. So if you're planning a big trip, train.
Exactly.
And because you just can't get enough seat time to get ready for something like this. But to Doozer's point, the first 2 weeks really do train you. They
do. After that, I mean, after even the first week and a half, you're kind of like get into a groove.
Into the groove.
And, at a point where we started taking our break days, we were like the next day after, we were like wanting to get back on the bike again.
Yeah. And you know what? When we first started out too, we were stopping about every 10 miles just to take a break.
That's true.
And as we went further along the trip, that 10 miles turned to 20 miles.
Yeah. Right.
So we were soon like, we don't want to stop 10 miles. Let's go to another 10.
Right.
And so pretty soon it was, 20 miles was a rest stop.
Exactly.
And so that was, 20 miles was maybe almost 2 hours.
Yeah. But it seemed like
and
so quick.
And so when we were looking at the map sometimes, it was like, oh, it's only 20 miles over there. Piece of cake.
Right. Right.
When I remember years ago, going 20 miles would have just been, what?
Exactly. I used to go mountain bike and we would ride. If we went 15 miles, I mean, granted, it was hillier and so forth, but anything over 10 miles was pushing it.
Yeah.
And this was just, the training definitely made a difference.
Well, hey, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking out our channel. Be sure to like and subscribe and to click the little bell so you know when the next episode comes out. And share it with your friends and family. Okay. We'll see you next time.
See you later.